what would be your top priority your first week of government?
Well, Francis, as you are aware, we had offered Nicolás Maduro from day one, after we won by a landslide, the possibility of a negotiated transition. He has rejected it over and over again, and on the contrary, has unleashed the worst repression wave in our history. We have thousands of innocent citizens that have been disappeared, tortured, abused, people whose houses have been marked just because they defended the votes. Currently, we have 870 political prisoners. Many of them are my colleagues, my friends, my children. And so this is a moment in which Maduro has to understand that the hours are running up. And certainly, if he accepts a transition, this will move further, orderly, and peacefully and faster. But it will take place regardless whatever Maduro does. So in the first stage, in the first 100 hours, we need to take control. We have to secure our stations, secure the borders, and of course, liberate all of our political prisoners. The first 100 days will be a day of a stabilization in which we need to give attention and center all our efforts in our people that will have supply of power in order to have supply of fuel, to have foods, medicines, security. And certainly from economic perspective, we need to put order from this chaos. Venezuela is currently to bring order in every dimension, but especially in our economy, in our financial accounts. Everything will be made public because transparency is the essence of trust. And I want to convey this message of all of you that are business promoters and entrepreneurs and visionaries in this hall today. Listen to this. Venezuela is coming back, and fast. We will turn Venezuela from the criminal hub of the Americas into the energy hub of the Americas and the technology hub of the Americas. Venezuela is going to be the new global frontier for innovation and wealth creation, and we invite you to be part of it. Regarding your first statement about what we, the Venezuelan people, did regarding our election, I want to make this a tribute to millions of citizens that organized when everybody told us it was impossible to win against this criminal structure and this fraudulent system. We knew we not only had to win, but we had to prove it. And in order to do that, we turned our movement into the most robust organization. Literally, over 1 million volunteers organized all around the country without the regime understanding what was happening and what was coming. We had to smuggle Starlink antennas. We had to smuggle printers, laptops, scanners, not only to collect the tally sheets, but actually to digitize them. And in less than 24 hours after the election, the whole world was able to be, a witness of our landslide victory. So they had the arms, the power, the fear. We had the people, the truth. And guess who is going to win? So now, facing what you just mentioned, regarding the strategy of President Trump towards this criminal narco-terrorist structure is absolutely correct, because Nicolás Maduro is not a legitimate head of state. He is the head of this narco-terrorist structure that has declared war on the Venezuelan people and to democratic nations in the region. These structures, criminal structures, sustain themselves on the money that comes from drug trafficking, gold smuggling, the arms and weapons smuggling, and human trafficking. And you need to cut those cash flows. And that's precisely what President Trump is doing to protect millions of lives of American citizens, Latin American citizens, and certainly Venezuelan citizens. Maduro started this war, and President Trump is ending that war. This is a critical issue that all Americans, all people in the Americas have to understand. Venezuela has been turned into the main bridgehead of the adversaries of the United States and its criminal networks and enemies that support them. So now Venezuela has turned, our territory, our resources, our institutions have been taken by, they have been captured by these actors, these criminal actors. In the case of Iran, Iran has turned Venezuela into its satellite, operating from the heart of the Americas. Not only the National Guard has been operating and training forces, they have given technology in drone systems. They are building drones, armed drones in our country, and they have used Venezuelan financial system to launder their resources for groups such as Hezbollah and other terrorist groups to operate, giving them over 10,000 Venezuelan passports to freely move around the world and the Americas. And I insist, this is not thousands of kilometers away. This is 3 hours by air away from Florida. In the case of Russia, Russia has armed Venezuela. Russia has helped in intelligence, espionage, and technology. And they have agents currently operating in our country. And finally, in the case of China, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Venezuela has turned to be the first in China's history receiver of loans. The largest loan portfolio China has had in its history is Venezuela, over $60 billion. And one thing that I'm surprised is not been noted before is that China in 2012 got granted, commissioned by President Hugo Chavez, then President Hugo Chavez, to its state-owned company called CITIC, a full studio, geological studio of Venezuelan mineral resources. And this information only China has, whereas Venezuelan deposits of gold, minerals, rare earth, critical minerals, all this information right now is owned by China. So look, we have to understand that now Iranian, Russian, and Chinese have operations in Venezuela, military, intelligence, and technology, only 3 hours away from Florida. And a transition to democracy will certainly dismantle this and turn Venezuela into the strongest security ally of the United States and Western democracies in the region.